Yeah, the situation is that women find 80% of men ugly. So that leaves 20%. And 10 to 15% of those men are either married or in a committed relationships. Now that leaves 5% in the field. Oh God, that's abundance. So what does this say? This says women fight over the same kind of man, while men are forced to take whatever it is that comes to them. You know, it is, but it doesn't have to be. In this video, I want to talk about how to get a woman you actually want. Haha. Yeah. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Alula, and welcome to Awaken the Ego. How to attract and engage with people that you actually want. Guys, part of being an ego, it's always pushing boundaries and reaching new heights. What does this mean? This means, guys, is always to strive to get the best of everything in your life. Live life in the first lane, as they say. Now, what does this mean? This means, guys, going head to head and finding answers for most important questions in your life. And what is that, guys? That is dating. Now, personally speaking, one of the joys of dating for me is actually stepping up to the people that I like, have a conversation, and engage with them in some sort of way. But the reality of life, guys, for most people, it ain't so. In fact, most people struggle to get what they really want. It's like they just take whatever it is that comes to them. Especially if you're a man. In this video, guys, I'm looking to set the record straight. You know. Now, there are some important points I want to talk about before we proceed any further. That is, every man and woman must understand the dating dynamic. So now there's some harsh truth about dating that every man must accept. Now, the first one is, if a female does not see any benefit to be with you, that relationship will not take place. Let that sink in right there. This is why all those people like red pillars and all that be mad about. Now, in countries like Africa or South America, this might mean literally cash. I think about Africa and South America, it's like, man, people just look at your pocket, really. But out here in the West, people are looking for emotional fulfillment. Yeah. Now, the first important point I want to reference, guys, is your physical. Yes, I know it's shallow, but your physical is important. Actually, it's one of the most important things. Actually, it is the most important thing. Why is it so? Because if people are not attracted to your physical, they will not even bother to investigate. They will not even care what kind of a person you are. In fact, this is the reality for most men. According to this research that was done in Harvard University, the research literally said women find a man they do not find desirable invisible. Oh God, that is a diss right there. Basically, she doesn't even see you. All she sees is something occupying a space. That is why, guys, one of the rules of dating or attracting the female that you want is to get your physical in order. Now, the more you're jacked, the more you're ripped, the more your options expand. Now, this does not mean she's gonna like be with you just because you're physical or whatever, but she'll give you a try. It's like convincing somebody that wants to be convinced. You know what I'm saying, guys? So that is why, guys, your physical is important. All right, now let's get down to the points. How do you begin to attract, guys, a partner that you actually like? Now, the first one is you got to work on your nervous system. I know this first point is a little bit unusual for most people because this is something that a lot of people don't talk about. But let me tell you something. Your nervous system is so important in everything that you do. It's basically how the outlook, the way you look at life or the way you interpret information from outside in or inside out. Now, let me share with you why this is important. Now, if your nervous system is all jacked up, you're jumpy and nervous, guys, this puts you in a survival mode. Like, for example, in this times, like in this economy, they're always talking about, especially in this like Melbourne city out here, they're talking about how there is always scarcity in housing. What do you mean? Do you really think there's scarcity in housing? They're just creating this illusion on the news, or they could even build more houses, but they're creating this for you to pay more money. This puts you in a scarcity mindset, and now everything that you do will be of the survival. Now, I give that extreme example, but the reason, basically, the whole point with dating a nervous system, guys, is about abundance or scarcity. Especially a beautiful woman. There's no way of getting a woman that you want, guys, if you don't have an abundant mindset. Let me share with you a story that happened like 6 months ago or so. I saw this bad lady, like an Indian, with a body that I've not seen in a while. I stepped up to her talked for after a little while, exchange glance and things around. You know what I'm saying? I introduced myself, and then a couple like days later, I see her again. And now this time I go to her, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm only gonna speak to you if you remember my name." And then she says, "I don't remember." And I say, "Okay, then forget it." And I turned around and went do what I was doing. And then a couple of days later, she comes running to me and says, "Oh, yeah, I remember your name." And she told me my name. Guess what? I fucked her that weekend. Now, to attract the woman that you want, guys, it requires for you to be a person of purpose. You see the thing about a man that doesn't have a purpose, he thinks a woman is his purpose. Guys, that is not the situation at all. What a woman is that a woman is a byproduct of your life. Like, or let me just say it like this: a woman is like somebody that is supposed to help you in your purpose. Now, if you don't have a purpose, what is she gonna help you with? Basically, there's nothing for her to do in your life. This is why most men crash when a woman leaves them, because they don't have a purpose. Guys, your number one reason for being in this world should be about your purpose. And let me tell you something. Once you get that right, you don't have to worry about women. Women will chase you, guys. Seriously. You be the one that is rejecting women. Not rejecting, but I'm saying, like, in fact, the way it is that, like, when I was like, I didn't discover my purpose, I was so eager to engage with a lot of women, even though I did engage with some, but most ended up rejecting me. Now that I found my purpose, a lot of them want to engage with me, but I just want to engage with some. You dig? All right, bye.